Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for an experience like no other. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for The Mary D. Show, where the ordinary meets the extraordinary. The Mary D. Show brings you powerful insights and inspiring stories from a diverse range of guests. Join our incredible host, Mary D. Welch, as she sits down with thought leaders, business owners, and changemakers, sharing their journeys and successes. From career professionals and entrepreneurs to educators and beauty advisors, Mary D. Welch interviews sports figures and health enthusiasts, offering a platform for extraordinary voices. Explore the world of extraordinary people and places in business and finance, homes and real estate, beauty and wellness, education and empowerment, sports and health, and more. Want to be a guest on the show? Call 619-669-8603 or email Mary at marydwelch.com. Visit www.marydwelch.com to learn more.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mary D. Show. I'm so excited to have you here. If it's live viewers, hi live viewers, replay viewers, hi replay viewers, because even if you're replaying, you're still supporting the show. So thank you. I'd like to first say hi to our executive producer. Hi, babe. Oliver's in the background. You guys know you never see him, but he's there. So he's watching and making sure that you have a good show. Today, before I even say, I see we have a comment. I'm going to go to the comment before we get started. And this is comment from Jazzy. Hi, this is my beautiful, beautiful niece. She's in Atlanta, Georgia. Hi, Jazzy. She goes, hi, Auntie. So I love it when I can see my nieces and nephews come on. Anytime any of you come on. If you leave a message, I try to make sure that I definitely call it, have your message up on screen, that you took the time to write that message. So there. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a treat for you today. I tell you, I am so impressed with this beautiful young lady. She's not only is she an actress, she's a triple threat. Everybody knows what a triple threat means. That means she not only acts, she sings and she dances too. So that's telling you, she's gonna be out. When you look up one day and you'll say, I saw her on the Mary D. Show. Wow! Now look at this beautiful young lady. I'm like, and you saw her here first, so keep that in mind. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to introduce our plan. I'm going to introduce not only Jasmine, but I'm going to tell you, we have somebody special with us too. Jasmine's mom. When I tell you to have the mom of anyone come with you on the show, that's just, we're honored. Because this is the person that, that brought her in the world and has been there from day one and saw everything, the entire journey, and has been by her side. So we are honored to have them both here. But I'm going to read you Jasmine's bio because, oh my goodness, the young lady is just powerful. That's the one thing I would tell you. Jasmine Hurt. She started at an early age in the performing arts, growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina, at Point, I don't know if I said this right, Vidar Beach, Florida. Now, an actor, singer, artist, and filmmaker, is a lover of arts, painting, traveling, gem mining, and the beach. Wow. She is the former, and I'm going to have her correct me on how I'm saying this. I think I may be getting this wrong, but that's okay. She is the former Miss Point Verda and Miss Senior High of Northeast Florida. During these formative years, she was heavily involved in the community theater, starring in Sister Act at Theater Jacksonville, not-for-profit, and earned the President's Volunteer Service Award. This early involvement formed her beliefs and fueled her passion about enriching and educating the community through the performing arts and diversity programs. Jasmine is a graduate of the University of North Carolina School of Arts, School of Drama, in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and obtained her BFA, which is Bachelor's in Fine Arts, in acting. Highlighted past credits in UNCSA include Yvette Poitier in Mother Courage and her children, and Heidi Rodwell Assembly, Rodwell Assembly in the musical Passing Strange. She was actively involved in the student organizations, Artists of Color, where she held the position of Vice President of Advocacy for the past 2 years. In November of 2023, she participated in a workshop reading of the newly commissioned play Heritage in collaboration between Wake Forest University, School of Divinity, North Carolina Black Repertory, and Wake the Arts. Since then, the play, with music, debuted at the International Black Theater Festival in July of 2024, and Jasmine played the leading role of Mahalia. Wow. In addition, I tell you, additionally, Jasmine has been involved in several creative projects, including her own productions of short films that she starred in, co-wrote, and co-directed. One of them, Man Eater, was selected, screened, and won Best Narrative Short, the 2024 Renaissance Black Film Festival, along with the Festival of Cinema in New York City in 2025, where she also won Best Breakthrough Female Performance and nominated for Best Cinematography. Currently, Jasmine is pursuing a professional career in acting in theater, film, television, and multimedia streaming platforms while giving back to the community in the performing arts. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring to the stage Jasmine Hurt and her beautiful mother, Dolores Hurt. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad to have both of you here. I tell you, I'm reading your bio, Jasmine. I said, you go, Jasmine. And this is just the beginning. This is just your career is just beginning. So I'm so proud of you. And I'll tell the audience where I know you from. We're both in a screenwriting mentor class with Tressa Azarel Smallwood. And you've been there for what? Is it a year, about 18 months, a year, almost 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, you've been there. I don't want to tell you how long I've been there, but anyway. But I've been there for a while, for a minute. But I still, you know what? Part of me says that you don't want to go because, I don't know, you want to stay connected. And I think, and you tell me if you feel the same way, it's the accountability of being there. That's what I think it is. Well, Jasmine, tell us what inspired you to begin performing. I think your mom was telling me at a young age, you knew you wanted to perform.
Well, I feel like I've kind of always been doing it, just innately, especially as an only child. I was performing for me by myself, talking to myself, not in a crazy way, just like in an only child way, like there's no one else there. So like, it's just me, doing characters and different things like that. And then, ever since I was little, I've been in ballet, jazz, tap when I was very small. And then I did Kung Fu, which I also kind of felt like was a performance. You would train and then you would perform in front of others. And I've always been seeing theater and shows ever since I can remember with my mom. And then that love just kind of blossomed and strengthened as I continued to mature.
All right. Well, Mom, I know you've been going to rehearsals and for for years. I can only imagine because I know how rehearsals are. Like you go. I mean, you have to do it. In order to get, you're getting timing, you're getting pacing, and it's so much involved. But when I spoke with you earlier, you said your love for the arts, a lot of it is due to your daughter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I just always had a love of the performing arts, and I want to say professionally I'm a banker. I've been in banking for 36 years and have my background in my undergrad is in economics, and I also have my MBA. But I was at a business meeting actually in New York City some decades and decades ago. And I went to go see Rent, the original Rent on Broadway. with a colleague of mine. And that's kind of what, spurred my interest in just musicals and shows and performances. And ever since then, when I came back home and at a very young age, I started taking Jasmine to see Broadway shows, Broadway tours. We would be season pass holders and just go to every show, every performance. And it didn't even actually have to be a Broadway show or anything like that. It could be a non-for-profit. It could be a school play. It could just be anything that was involving arts, culture, just introduction of that into just her every fabric of her life, and just enjoy that, the diversity, the culture, the belonging, inclusive environment and things of that nature. So I often augmented her experiences with that.
All right. Well, I know too. I'm a lover long before I ever start writing of same as you, the arts, and I would go, still do, just and then I've learned too. I don't know if this is a secret or not. Many times you can go to the dress rehearsals for free. I don't know if everybody knows that. You guys already know. You may know it, but everybody don't know that. You can find out when they have the dress rehearsals, and that way you may or may not have to pay as much. Just so people. I've been blessed to be able to. That tip helped me tremendously. To be able to see the performance, even though sometimes they will make mistakes or they may have to stop, but you're basically getting the performance when they're doing the dress rehearsal. So, but I know too, Jasmine, in addition to, and it's not just the acting, you sing and dance.
I would say I'm a singer and a passionate mover. I can dance. I would say I'm a very passionate mover. There have been Broadway callbacks that I've gotten that, thank God, they haven't been dance calls. And that's not in a bad way. Now, I can move. Don't get me wrong. I can dance. Now, can I, kick my leg up into my head and, do a double backflip? I don't think so. But I can move. I have some rhythm. You know what I mean? It's innate. It's innate in there anyway. And I did have dance training for many years. So I'm not giving myself as much credit, but yes.
But your love, it seems like to me, is in acting.
Yes.
Okay. And I understand that. I think we all have different, like you said, if you were asked to do it, you could do it, but your love is really to act. But I think you said you also direct too. Yes,
I do it all. I do it all because I've had to do it all, especially with like independent filmmaking and starting very small at school. There's not really a choice. It's just kind of like, all right, you go there, you go here. And then it's like, oh, I'm directing. Like, I was like, I want this frame here and I want this to be this way. And then I was like, oh, haha, well, and now I've directed a few short films and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess so.
And I think, well, this sounds like you're a natural, is what it is. So you don't really think of it as directing because you're making a good product.
Or just trying to tell a story, or I kind of can visualize that story and know where it's going to go. And I already have it in my mind. So I already kind of see it in those pictures, in those moments.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Now I know too, and I'm going to mention about, I share it with you. The title of one of your shorts is Man Eater. Where did you come up with that title from?
So graduating from the University of North Carolina School of the Arts, one of my professors is named Andy Paris, and we did devising. Are you familiar with devising?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so devising is basically making theater out of nothing. Now you can devise anything. You can devise dances, you can devise theater, you can devise movies, whatever. But basically we took a class on devising theater, and after learning the basics and the techniques of it, eventually when you progress through the program, you can start kind of molding the technique where you would like it to go. So my interest was dating apps and the effects of dating apps on the generation of kids between 18 and 25 and that developmental range.
Mhm.
And one day I went into class and I went in with this prompt. I read this study that was on the basically everlasting effects of that vital developmental time, like
Right.
literally in young adults from 18 to 25. You know, when you're
Mhm.
a baby, it's okay, are you going to pee by yourself? Then it's okay, you have independence to go to the bathroom by yourself. Then you go to another developmental phase. You're in elementary school. Who am I? Who are you? And
Right.
your brain is forming. So I was like,
Mhm.
something's wrong with all these 18, 25-year-olds post COVID and then these dating apps and social media. I
Right.
feel like our brains are weird. So long story short, I started going into class. I was like, the development is off. I
Right.
feel like we're lacking empathy and we're lacking how to construct long-term emotionally deep relationships. And that's what this whole psychological study basically proved. And I was like, this is
Yeah.
spooky.
Yeah.
And I went in that day and I was like, all right, everybody make a fake Tinder account. I had them like paint fake Tinder accounts. I was like, all right, guys, do a scene. You're the guy, you're the girl, like whatever. And for months, I just kind of toyed with this idea. And then from there, the film kind of blossomed in itself in a way. Um, and the title is just kind of self-explanatory. It's a metaphor. It's not a metaphor. Is she a
Uh-huh.
man eater in the sense of like, is she a player or is she getting played? Is it a joke?
Mm.
Um, kind of this fall of trying to conquer all these guys. So that's
Oh,
what the
gotcha.
character is going through.
Wow. So this is you had to the class actually do this with the app to so they could just see how what would happen, or
Not the literal.
that's the movie. It's about that.
Yeah, it has elements of that. I played with different short films throughout my time in college with this devised class. That was like the same group of people. So I've made other short films as well that are going to kind of be like different episodes of me. I realized I like made basically a whole series by the time that I graduated, that all of
Wow.
these different short films can fall into basically an episode in itself,
Uh-huh.
all linking to this kind of overarching theme of dating apps and relationships with that 18 to 25-year-old range in development.
Because it sounds like, without a doubt, this is almost to me sounds like a real thing. Like instead of it just being a short, this is really it's a society, like you said, it's based on society and what really your age group has gone through during this time period. Wow, I just like the title. I just be honest, I just really like the title. So, Mom, do you write?
Unofficially, so I do, I probably would say that's not normally my forte, but since being involved in helping Jasmine to do some of her screenplays and things of that nature, um, I'm usually the one who's doing the editorial review of her pieces or collaborating to some extent.
Right.
And then so that's kind of has manifested into
Autocorrect
where
doesn't exist. My mom exists. She's
Um,
like,
so
girl, do you know how to spell because? And I'm like, oh. Or she's like, you're literally, what are you? But she's like, where are the commas at? Where are the semi? She's like, Grammarly is a thing. And I'm like, can you read this and make sure like it sounds good? And she's like, so you lost me. And I'm like, oh, right.
so we
that is
usually do some
funny.
iterations of that,
Yes.
but
Yes.
recently we talked about collaborating on a couple of
Okay.
projects. So we
Okay.
do have a few projects in the hopper, so to speak,
Okay.
Yes.
that we're working on.
That I feel like also she can give me insight and ideas, and I can kind of
Yeah.
like I feel like she's good with literal literally thinking, critically thinking, and I think
Right.
I'm very good with like the story. And
Uh,
so I feel like she can give me insight when it comes to being an older woman, dealing with certain issues with this story that we're writing.
Yes.
And she's giving me her points of view and different things. And I'm able to take her story and kind of mold it into something for the screen.
Got it.
Yes.
All right. Well, I know too, because writing itself is tends to be lonely. People don't realize that. It's not something you're doing with a group of people. I'm gonna speak for me. When I'm writing, it's just me. There's nobody, and until when it's, a product, you want to kind of bounce it off other people. But when you first put the idea on paper and you're kind of mulling it over and everything, that's lonely because you don't really know if it's a good idea. And then when you show it to other people, you still don't know because you're trying to get the feedback and try to determine, is this worth pursuing or should I just leave it alone? You don't really know, that kind of thing. But it takes time. I would tell you it takes time. But I know too, let me ask you this, Jasmine. You played Yvette Portier in Mother Courage.
Mm-hmm.
Was that challenging to you as an actor or an actress? Or how hard was that for you?
We're throwing it back to school, to college. Well, I would just say that just the rigor of that program, I think, was already intense. UNCSA is a BFA program, so it's basically 25/8 of theater, no days off. We had rehearsals every day of the week, classes every day of the week, and then we had rehearsal on Saturdays from like 11 to 3, 4, 5, depending on tech, depending on the time. I was in that show more as like a heavy supporting, which was nice because I wasn't called like every single day. But then it got to the point where it's like, all right, we're doing the whole show. We're calling everybody for the full run. So I would say what was definitely challenging, I think, was the monologue that I had into this song that I had. And Carl Forsman was the director, and he was also my professor. So he's seen me work for a couple years before that. And just the repetitiveness of doing something every single day. That's the thing about theater versus film, is how to keep that fresh when you're tired, when you're done with the show, when you've done the thing multiple times and you're like, all right, girl, let's wrap it up. Like, all right, like we're in rehearsal, let's go. And he's like, no, we're 2 months in, we gotta, or however long we were in, maybe like a month, keep it fresh. I remember like one time he was like, I don't know what happened, but like he gave me this note. I don't know if this was a good note, but he was like, something's off. And then was like, he was like, you've lost something. And like, you like go back and search as to like genuinely why this character is saying what they're doing and doing what they're doing. And I was just like, oh crap. Don't you love what a director does? Oh no, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And then I did it like a week later and he was like, boom. I came back the next day, he was like, yes. And I was like, you just have to go back and do the work. You got to go back, do the work, let the work be fresh, breathe, be in the moment, not be worrying about what's going on, what did I have for lunch, what's going on after rehearsal, what homework do I have. Just be in the moment and serve the story. And I think that really he was just looking for, my presence. And after doing the show for so long, some of that presence, I mean, it's known as like a show lull, right? Like the whole cast, like,
Right.
So I would just say maybe the lulls of it.
Okay.
And just the work. The work's hard work. It's just the work that you just got to do.
Would you encourage someone to go into acting?
Yes. If they really, really do not see themselves doing anything else in this whole entire world.
Wow.
Because I would rather, I don't want to say that, but you know what I mean? I do not see myself doing anything else.
Wow.
I've tried. I don't want to. and I can't. And I've done it, and it's soul sucking. I've been at my, my normal job, and I'm like, this isn't my purpose. This isn't why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell stories. I'm here to create. So I would say yes, if they cannot think of anything else, and I mean anything, I'm talking accountant, lawyer, veterinarian, marine biologist, archaeologist, doctor, teacher, technician, marketing, I don't know, think of something. And if you were like, then
it's for you.
Mhm.
There's do you watch Beyond the Gates? Do you watch the Beyond the Gates show?
Yeah, I got, how many auditions did I have for that show? 2? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. One of the Beyond the Gate, he plays, the character is called Andre. He's married to, what is her, Danny. Okay, they're okay. He spoke, I guess I saw his interview not too long ago, and he was saying his teacher, his theater teacher, acting teacher, said that, which is kind of what you're saying, if there's something else that you need to do, in other words, because the chances are, he said, less than 1% make it in this industry. And he stood up in the class and said, I'm the 1%. Think about what that, and he is, look where he is. He's one of the co-stars on the show on that. He said, I am one of the 1%. And I'm just like that. I think you have to have that determination, or you know, to make it in that industry. And I feel like you do have it. Let me say that now. I really do. I think, which I just saw you in recently, and that was Terry Joe's missionary in Miami. And those of you, ladies and gentlemen, you can see her. It's on Tubi, but I did put the link at the bottom. Those of you that get the emails, this is when you're in the restaurant and you're talking to her. Okay, that I put on so they can actually go back and see that. So, and I would like to for those of you that haven't seen it, to go back and go see the movie, because every time you see it, it gets more and more people to see it. You know, it's like anything else. Social media is all about that. They want to know who's watching it, how many people, and how many times have you watched it. All that gets, you know, all that kind of thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, go see that. You get to see Jasmine. She does an excellent job. And I tell you, I really enjoyed it. I will tell you that.
Thank
So
you.
I keep thinking, Mom, I don't know why. I think you're an actress, Mom. I don't know why. I keep thinking that. Why do I think that? Have you been? Have you been in any? No. No. Just like no.
You never know. I still might be, a cameo or something,
Right.
in my future.
Yeah, because they always need background.
Yeah.
And I did background on Urban Flesh Eaters, and only it's one clear scene you could see me. They think it looks like we're in the elevator, and I have people that have said, "Did I see you in that scene?" I'm like, "Yep." So you never know. You might be in that.
All I know is the whole family getting a check. You know what I mean? I'm like, all my little cousins, what do you need? I want to run around in the back of the film. They get a day rate. Okay, get them.
Yeah.
Everybody get a check.
I think what's wonderful though, just to say you're in a movie is it's so few people can say that. It's really not a big number that can even say that. So just to be in one, and yours, I mean, you have credits for, you have a few scenes in that movie, so you did excellent. Look at well, what inspired you to write and co-direct? I know the acting, but what made you go into writing? What made that? Because writing is its own purpose, it's like its own thing right here.
I feel like in this generation of new actors coming out, you have to make your own stuff in order to be successful, especially with the rise of independent film, and now also the forever slimming gap of opportunity for Black independent actors, Black independent filmmakers, period. That you can't really wait for somebody to give you a key to the industry to be like, get into this thing. You have to put yourself in something and then make your own credits to be able to like prove, like I got a degree for 4 years, right? But then it's like, what's your real?
Yeah.
what you have to show. And it's like, if you
Yes.
don't have anything,
Yes. It's almost like you say, it's on you to create it.
right. And so it's like, I'm an actor first. I think I wrote out of necessity for the story to get out, where I just felt like I needed to. I almost feel like it's like a purpose, like there's something inside that needs to. So however that manifests, it
Yeah.
manifested in that way.
Yeah.
And so writing really came from a place of necessity. I wanted to make this film. I didn't really want to write it that bad, but then I wrote it and I was like, okay, maybe this is something. I was
Mhm.
insecure because I'm an actor. I don't know how to format a script, or didn't know how to format a script. You know what I mean? These
Right.
things, still have issues with formatting, still send scripts to my film friends and they're like, girl, change this whole thing. Reformat everything. And I'm like, oh crap, okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, can I even make a film? The original script was on 7-8 pieces of notebook art paper because I
Right.
like to draw and paint.
Right.
So I just wrote it out and drew little pictures, and I was like, all right, this is what I want. And I showed it to the cinematographer. He was like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. So I was like, maybe I don't need to know how to format all the way.
Wow.
And I was at UNCSA where they had a film program, and
Yeah.
I didn't feel as though their program, well, not I didn't feel, I know their film program is not as diverse as the acting program. So I wasn't seeing stories that were making me like jump out of my seat, which is not a shot at any of those filmmakers that wrote those beautiful stories that they were making at UNCSA. They just weren't speaking to me, nor did I
Right.
really see them casting a lot of people
Mhm.
necessarily that fit stories that weren't the norm of the demographic.
Right.
So I was like, well, I'm gonna make my own.
Yeah. The fact that to me, I think that's wonderful that what you're really saying, maybe you didn't really know how to do it, but you knew you were going to figure it out and learn how to do it. And then, like you said, we talked about your directing. I think you're a natural director. You know what you want to see. You know how you want to see it. And that's really what directors do. They know what
I think I'm
they know.
bossy.
Are they bossy? Or you
I
say
think
you're, oh, you are?
well, not in a bad way, and I think I like to tell people my opinion. And when it's my
Okay.
project, I can give my opinion on. I
Right,
get.
right.
I think. I think I know what my taste is, and I think I like to. I already feel like when I watch a play, or just as an artist myself, when I watch something, I'm like, I wish that boom, 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 beep, 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 beep. And so when it's my film, I'm like, ooh, I can just. It can be my way, and I'm like,
Yeah,
ooh.
it can be. That's what, and it's all you. It's what it is. You get to make those decisions, and that's not every day that people can say that. And we have a couple more comments from our audience here. We have Jasmine. Her name is Jazzy. She said, "Welcome." She was telling you guys welcome. And
Thank
then Jazzy says, "What'd you say, Jazzy? I didn't see this come." She says, "You are truly blessed. Blessed to have your talent." Wow. She's
Thank
like,
you.
as they say, she hails from Atlanta. Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Oh, I think I froze.
Yeah.
There we go. And they disappeared on me. Oh, here we go. And this is Wybani. Do you remember Wybani? I don't know if you were in class when Bonnie was there. She says, "Hi, Mary, Jasmine, and Mama Hurt. I can't wait to watch that either." Thank you, Wybani. I hope
Thank
everything is going fine. Yes, Wybani just had surgery. She had about a week ago. So, and she's with Tressa also. I think she's gonna be returning. And here's our executive producer, Oliver Welch. Oliver says, "Hi, Jasmine and Darlene. We thank you and welcome to the show. We appreciate your input in the film industry."
Thank you.
Hi, babe. I told you guys he's there. In
Thank
the
you.
background. I tell you, people tease me. I was somewhere this weekend, and they're like, "Where's Mr. Oliver?" Everybody knows about Oliver. So that's nice of you guys. So you tell me, if you had to do it all over again and go back to when you were 2, would you do it? Would you do everything you've already done, or would you do something different?
Ooh.
I like that.
Um, That's a hard question. I don't
It is.
know. I think that has a lot of thought that needs to be put into it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We kind of somewhat talked about, I think it might have been your junior year, and you were thinking, oh, I just want to go ahead and leave and go ahead and start trying to do this thing in the industry. And I was just trying to keep you focused to think about, you definitely want to get your degree. You definitely want to get through your senior year, have the opportunity to do the showcase and all the resources and networking. So I think it would have been more difficult or harder potentially had you not gone this route. Don't get me wrong. You could have been that I mean, people win the lottery. Don't get me wrong. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's the right opportunity, but think about all of that training and nurturing and resources and networking and community
Yeah.
that has been so valuable, that I think has helped her become the person who she is today. That
Right.
without doing maybe that route, you might have lost that. Now, would you have still done acting or performing? I think you were just, honestly, people ask me all the time, how, when did she know she wanted to do? I'm like, literally since birth, you all, I can't make this up. She started doing this when she was like so young, putting together puppet shows and playing all the characters and creating figurines and creating. And she's been doing this since she was literally little. And people are amazed and surprised, but I tell you that. So I do believe sometimes God tells you who you're going to be and gives you the talents and the skills, and I think again that was your purpose and your passion. I don't know that would have changed too dramatically. That's just my thoughts, but
Mm.
yeah. Anyway,
Um,
so I kind of answered the question for you.
yes.
But you know what I think it is? I mean, this is what I think, honestly. Um, Everyone that's ever made it in the industry always has a story about how they thought about quitting. Every single one. When they go and they get those Oscars and they get those awards, that's why they cry.
Mm-hmm.
Because they wanted to quit. They wanted to go work at McDonald's. They wanted that. So what I'm trying to tell you, Jasmine, you're on the right road. You're on the right road. Your heart is in your acting. You do other things, but I could tell that's your heart. Don't ever think about quitting.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even think about it. You're a beautiful young lady. You're going to get your that I know it may not happen as fast as you want, or don't I know it's gotta be, it can't be easy. Let me say that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's just that this is I just recently spoke to someone about this. They wanted, what was it? We were just talking, and they wanted to give up. And then I can't remember if it was the book. I've had a couple of people talk about their book, and their book went, did really well. But at first it was really slow. And then all of a sudden, I guess people start sharing it and it started doing well. But it didn't happen overnight. I tell people there is no such thing as overnight success. There is no such thing. Everyone that you see, they're successful. They've been working for years. You just don't see those other years behind them, but they're definitely there. They're definitely there. So,
Sorry.
Mhm.
But
No,
also,
go.
those years are important.
Yeah.
Like the things that I would have wanted a year ago that I prayed about this year, I couldn't have done a year ago.
Right.
Or like understanding like I said like earlier, like, oh, I love being a bossy, whatever. But like understanding that directing isn't just directing, it's collaboration. Filmmaking is collaboration, period. It's trusting my cinematographer enough to be like, I don't need to watch replay of this. We don't have time. Or, you know what I mean? All of that stuff of like trusting. I wouldn't have understood really how to do that in my first short film. I was like, oh, let me see this frame. Let me see playback every single time. Let me see playback every single time. Let me see playback every single time. Girl, we don't have time. Maneater, I didn't even look at that monitor. I was like, oh, that looks sick. I trusted in my team, who I had around me, But I would have been ready for Maneater my freshman year. I would have been ready for Maneater my sophomore year of college. I wouldn't have been ready my junior year. So also the people around me probably wouldn't have been ready. We were
Right.
all growing in our own way. So, I want it now, I want it today, but there are things it's like, well, what do I want? I don't even know what the plan is. And don't get me wrong, even today I was like, to be or not to be a lawyer. Like I was like, I'm so intelligent, I'm so smart. I've always made really good grades. I was like, I'm used to, I need some, I like my nails done, I like my hair done. I was like, maybe a lawyer. And then, but God knows, and I know that whenever I get down, whatever, I'm like, there's always a little voice in the back of my mind that's like, it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. When I get sad, when I'm down, when I'm depressed. And I'm like, but I always know in the back of my mind, yeah, it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to happen next week, 2 years, 3 years, who knows? Yeah.
That it's going to happen. It's a journey. It's what it is. But just, I would, without a doubt, like I said, I've already told you, just please answer the phone when I call. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Because I'm telling you, there are levels to this, and you know, at certain levels, you have those gatekeepers. Mom's shaking her head. She knows. You have the people that's between you and the little people. And that's a real thing. And you may say, oh, no, I'm not going to be like that. I'm not saying you will or you won't, but understand that as you climb that ladder, this is a real thing. People are there to protect you, truthfully, from the public, because people get jealous, people get envious, they get all of those things. It's all of that's in there. We don't talk about it, but that's all part of it too. But I just admire the two of you, how you have taken, I know mom is, I mean, I know she's holding you together, holding her together. Without the two of you, you work as a team. And I know sometimes we will hear your voice, we're in class, and that would be so funny to me. You go, I'm over here listening.
I've always got her back and just trying to support her in any way that I can. And I also learned from attending those classes and just, taking it in and trying to see, oh my gosh, it's a lot of work. But it's definitely given me a greater appreciation for what it takes to be in this business, in this industry, and how I can better support her. So yeah, it's critically important.
I think the key is discipline more than anything else. If you're not disciplined, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to be in that industry, because you have to be disciplined. You have to, you have to discipline yourself to do certain things. And there's nobody going to tell you to do it. Nobody's going to tell you to rehearse at home and go over your lines and it can get tiresome. But at the same time, this is a means to an end. When you're doing one project, that's not you're doing that, you're focused. I like what you said too, Jasmine, about this was the professor saying, really what they were saying is you weren't in the moment of that project. And then they said you came back and you were in the moment and paying attention, and not that you weren't paying attention, but your mind could have been somewhere else. And you can't be anywhere else but in that character during that time. That is really, think about that. You become that character during that time period. I've always just loved, the most acting I've ever done is behind the scenes when I was on Lynette's movie. But I have so much admiration for what you guys do. I really, really do. I'm so proud of you. I know we're going to see you, as I said before, on movies and theater. It's just a matter of time. That's all it is. Just hang in there. Don't ever think it can't happen, because it can. This is what I always say. It's going to happen to somebody. It's going to happen to and the key is never stop. Kevin Hart said, the reason everybody can see me now is because all the other people quit. Think about what he's saying. If those other people had not quit, you may never know who Kevin Hart is. But because people did, now the directors and producers could see him. So that's just telling you, don't quit. Just don't quit. Keep hanging, keep writing, keep acting, keep producing, keep doing all those things. And mom, you keep, what did you say, momature? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Was that mom said momature? That support means so much to her. I know it does. Well, now you're singing. Did you take classes in singing also, Jasmine?
I've been singing since I was little, but I was like in choir from like 3rd to 5th grade. I have been taking voice lessons basically since high school. And then when I was in college, I took voice lessons and sang in musicals throughout high school and college.
Wow.
I was going to say, it didn't just stop there. It's continuous.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she just had a voice lesson last week. You have to have continuous learning and taking, whether it's master classes she's taken, whether it's guitar lessons, whether it's voice lessons, acting lessons. You have to continue to sharpen your saw. One of Stephen Covey's, habits of highly effective people is sharpening the saw. You always have to continuously learn. You always have to continuously improve your game, as well as stay in condition and stay in shape.
And that's not for aesthetics. Just literally for stamina purposes. I learned that in school too. If I'm going to the gym, it's not to look a certain way. It's not to be a certain size. It is genuinely to be on a stage for however long I need to be on the stage for.
Yeah, you gotta have your
because if I needed to be in a musical tomorrow, if I got cast for a tour, I would need to be in the gym a month ago, every day. Now, don't get me wrong. I go to the gym. I go like 3 times, 4 times a week.
Right.
But I would need to be running, singing while I'm running, dancing, stretching, PT, voice work every single day.
Right.
These things need to be part of just
your regimen.
The regimen and the musculature of doing this.
It's rigorous.
It is. Well, your body is your instrument.
That's exactly right. I tell her that every day.
It is.
Seriously, too. And I tell you that all the time.
Yeah, that was very true. She got passionate there.
That's because she knows this is how you're presented. No matter what medium, it's your body is that instrument that we are going to see, no matter what the medium is. So I understand it when your body. You got a little passion.
I tell her that every day. And she does.
I tell you. Well, I know too. You're an advocate for the artists of color, and you said that you did advocacy work for the artists of color.
So I think my junior and senior year of college, I basically just met with different students of different arts of UNCSA. Because I know that the arts drama was more diverse than a lot of the other arts, ballet, contemporary dance, production and design, the music school. There were not hardly any people of color in a lot of the different schools. So I just met with them, spoke about how to make their experience at UNCSA a lot better, tried to in the best way that I could. And that was kind of my role as vice president of advocacy. So I would meet with just some of the administration of UNCSA and talk about the students' needs and if there was anything really specific going on. But a lot of that is deeper and more complex than just a meeting, you know what I mean? That goes to administration, that goes to like legality, that goes to, certain situations of like microaggressions that would happen in class and certain things like that, where it's like, it was kind of difficult. But I would say that artists of color allowed a lot of the artists of color, period, in order to find community and meet at UNCSA. That was, I think, the most positive thing about artists of color on campus, was to just have that place that we could come together, advocate for one another, and also just see each other, and make space.
Okay. One thing you said was interesting. You said that about production and design. I don't think, I'm going to speak for me, there was never that anyone ever told me that could be a career. That production and design is a career in the theater or in movies. I never even thought of it one way or the other. So I don't know if other people feel the same way, unless someone introduces that to you. I don't know how you would know that that's a field. I mean, you get Oscars for production design. People do. They're telling you out. Also for costume design, hair and makeup, all of these areas that people, they're happening, but we don't always acknowledge that they're there. Let me say that. But anyway,
that's why arts and culture funding is so important. Not only for that, but just for test scores and children's ability to show up and want to show up to school, and just be happy to be there and be energetic about their day. There's been direct correlation with test scores and grades being affected by arts and culture funding in schools. And what that means, I think the technical side of film and theater offers more of a stable income depending on how you get in and where you fit in. Like, I know a lot of the lighting design majors are doing very well after UNCSA because they're on tour. They technicians do well. It's more of a stable thing. You always need good technicians. You always need people that are mindful. Actors are sadly a dime a dozen. People will raise their hand to be like, put me in something. So that's why it's important for especially marginalized communities to find these avenues and job roles that could be fulfilling and exciting.
Well, I know it's definitely, like I said, I'm speaking for me. The other people may have known that they existed, but I didn't until I was really pretty much working in the industry. I just never paid attention to it, I guess you could say. But it's so many different careers involved in film and theater. It's really phenomenal how many there are. So if that's an area, ladies and gentlemen, that you're interested in, I would definitely look into it. And the number one way I would encourage you to get involved is to volunteer. That's how I would tell anybody. Volunteer first. Don't go looking to get paid to do it. But that's been what I've, not only just myself, but I've heard other people say the same thing. That's how they got in. They were volunteer, basically, you could say a gopher or whatever. People see you work. The next thing you know, there's another project. They're going to say, hey, we have a project over here. Next thing you know, you're going to get paid for your work. But it's not easy to get in. I'm not going to lie. It's just not easy because a lot of people want to get into the industry. So, well, I wanted to ask you too, on your participation in the Heritage Workshop, your role as Mahalia in an International Black Theater Festival. That sounds like that was a pretty big role. I can tell. Let me ask you this. How do you learn lines? How do you learn your lines? How do you memorize the lines for all? That has always fascinated me, that you guys can learn lines. That's the key.
And walk, treadmill, flashcards, treadmill, script. Repeat it to yourself by rote. And then run it as much as possible with anyone and everybody, family, friends, strangers. I don't know. Repetition.
Now, do you learn your lines and their lines? Because as soon as the other actor is finished, you have to know when to start speaking. So do you kind of learn both?
Sometimes I learned the beginning eventually I'll learn the whole thing probably because, you know, we're boop, 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 back and forth.
Right.
But I also use like keywords in their lines to trigger what I say sometimes, especially when I'm doing like script analysis. So sometimes it'll be like, I hate that top you're wearing. Well, this top was my mother's top. So like if it's like top or like certain words or things that hint or things that the character would make them want to speak back to them is what I highlight in that line. So if I hear it, then I'll try to kind of mentally make a note.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
It makes sense to me. I'm fascinated. I am truly fascinated by when people are in the field. It's a fascination for me. I can tell you that. It's and an admiration. I admire what you guys do. I really do. So, but did you have any final words you want to share with our audience about the field or your anything that you want to share with them? And you too, Mom.
I was just, I think this is just true for anything you do. I think you touched on it in terms of just your purpose and your passion. If you love what you do, you never have to worry about making money. It has always been my objective and thought, because money will follow and will come. But if you truly love and are passionate about what you're doing, then you shouldn't have to worry about those things because that will come.
I will say that if you have that purpose, if you have that drive, if you have that knowing, that like innate feeling when you put your head on your pillow at night, and you know when I go to bed at night, I just know that I'm gonna be good, and I know that I'm here for a purpose. Every single day that I wake up, I know that I'm here for a purpose. Beyond the artistry, beyond anything of that nature. And I just want people to know to just keep pursuing. If you woke up today, beyond artistry, beyond acting, beyond anything, whatever your purpose is, you're still here for a reason, period.
That's right.
Don't waste the day. Don't waste your health. Take advantage of being alive. That is the greatest blessing. Everything else falls to the wayside, basically.
Yeah. I want to thank both of you for coming on today. I know that you're busy ladies, but you took time out of your schedule to come on the Mary D Show. We really do appreciate. Oh, thank you. We really do appreciate. In fact, I'll be seeing you Saturday, I think. We have class Saturday. I know. So I'll be seeing you in class Saturday. But thank you again for coming on the show today. And I would say, I don't want to say good luck. I think it's break a leg for
break a leg.
So break a leg, Jasmine, and all of the things that you're doing. I'm so
much.
All right.
Thank you. Likewise.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for today. Thank you for coming out. I saw, okay, Jazz, she said amen to it all. Thank you, Jazzy. God bless each and every one of you. Oh, there's one more. Oh, she said she enjoyed the show. Oh, and your guest. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. And they will come back again. I'm sure I will. You're definitely welcome to come back again. I would love to have you back as guests in the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our show for today. We will be back next week with a new show. Thank you again for tuning in. Remember, our live viewers, if our replay viewers, thank you. God bless each and every one of you. And I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.